Thank you, Annabelle. Great to be back, of course. We had some great regulatory related updates so far from our experts today, but I'll offer some updates on a few topics that maybe we haven't discussed yet. Everybody's favorite, global emissions, and then some updates about our interactions with U.S. Customs that we have coming up. It's mid-January. That means we're well into global emissions ETS reporting season. So let's talk about that real quick, what we should be doing, the activities that should be in front of you right now. The 2023 year-end data from Eurocontrol is available, just released January 22nd. But remember, Eurocontrol data must be reviewed for accuracy. Those data validation activities have been underway for us here at Universal since early December, but that consists of fleet list updates to define your traffic for Eurocontrol, putting together those final data sets, and then ultimately working towards your sets of thresholds to understand where you fit against regulatory requirements. Your deadlines, of course, are March 31st for reporting. Spain goes earlier on February 28th, and then surrender of carbon credits on April 30th. And the Netherlands is going to go way later this year. I think they said at the end of September or something like that is what Juan and I received this morning. So, but the two main dates for us are March 31st and April 30th for the majority of countries and operators working on this process. Excuse me. Remember, there's multiple programs for ETS. EU-ETS and UK-ETS are completely separate. Some of the things for EU-ETS this year is a expansion of member states using the Euro Commission's reporting portal. So some member states where you've been able to report with an emailed Excel file in the past, you need to now go register for the EC's portal and become a user and do all of those good administrative things before you're going to be able to upload your report for them. You need an EU AOHA aircraft operator holding account to manage carbon credits if you have to report, which is different than a UK-ETS aircraft operator holding accounts. Remember, two swim lanes that you're in, EU-ETS and UK-ETS, different regional scope for them. For UK-ETS, it's the EU plus the UK for full scope. For the EU-ETS, it's just the EU. UK-ETS has some other challenges around standing up their METS reporting portal, so they have a new administrative portal as well. And if you haven't reported in the UK yet, you may need to stand up an aircraft operator holding account or registry account to manage your carbon credits. Lucky for everybody on this call, if you need help with any or all of those things, you can reach out to us here at Universal EU-ETS at UNIV. Lewis will drop some of those links, but we'd love to help you out. CORSIA mostly is for large emitters at this point. It is not applicable to US-based operators at this point as far as mandatory reporting. And so we are still targeting CORSIA further out into the future for a broader expansion. Post-reporting, UV is going to be offering out compliance statements to everybody, as well as some opportunities, some sustainability opportunities for clients interested in voluntary offsets from our 501c3 nonprofit supplier. And the final note on emissions is our 2024 renewals will be going out shortly. So if you're a Universal subscriber, look for that to come very soon. Moving on to U.S. Customs, a lot of exciting stuff with U.S. Customs over the next couple of months. In-house, Universal, since we haven't talked to you guys here on the webinar since 2023, let me tell you, our UV RSP program for booking U.S. Customs overtime has expanded to now 75 different ports of entry in the United States, which is immense. I mean, the amount of flexibility that we're offering to the industry there is really unique, and we're looking to further expand that program with Laura Everington targeting another 15 or so ports to continue to grow. The list of program partners also, as we've continued to talk about this over the last few years, has continued to grow. But I just want to offer a couple of things about RSP as a word of caution. To utilize RSP effectively, it really requires three important pieces that I don't want to miss. The RSP access itself, so that's the approved partner who's gone through the training and worked with Customs to get a portal up to make those submissions and have an active portal that's ready to be used for the ports that they're approved for. Second is the landing rights coordination. So because we're dealing with U.S. Customs overtime, it is incredibly important that moves in conjunction with your landing rights. So if your schedule is changing, it's very likely that your RSP may need to change. If your dates change, your RSP needs to change. You're introducing risk into the system or into your operation if you are trying to split up those two activities in any real fundamental way. And then last is the reconciliation. So paying for overtime up front means you have to pay for the overtime. And the pay.gov reconciliation process is anything but easy. And so we want to make sure that while you're not only using it RSP effectively to execute your operations, that you're not now creating new risk or new penalties or new exposure in the background because your third party fees, you got to be careful with that. That could come out really wrong. Third party fees are reconciled appropriately. So make sure to identify an RSP program partner and talk to them about all three phases of the game here. Last, our U.S. Customs engagement with industry. There's lots of it coming up in the near future, and Universal is heavily involved. First, we've got Coffee with Customs, which is going to kick off on January 30th. Universal, working on behalf of our CBP working group, is going to host the GA program management team as they launch a recurring webinar series with the overall goal of increasing engagement and understanding between CBP and its stakeholders. Session 2 will be slated for late February, leading into the conferences. The conferences themselves, SDC 2024 in March, followed shortly there by IOC. At SDC, I'll be hosting a couple of sessions with Laura Everington and that program manager team, as well as at IOC, Laura will be on the panel with the GA program manager team, as well as the RSP program managers who's going to be joining them. So that'll be a really unique opportunity to talk to all of those people in one place. Universal is very excited about our continued partnership with CBP and look forward to it. So if anybody can make it on the 30th, we'd love to have you. I think that's all I got for right now, Annabelle. Back to you.